3. The media somehow caught wind of this news, and major outlets began reporting. Restaurant king Ethan dethroned? Has he vanished or met with a tragic fate? What's the real story behind the wife-swapping scandal? Having just escaped a living nightmare and now facing the pain of losing my husband, I was on the verge of a breakdown. Every officer involved in the case looked at me with sympathy. So, you're saying that after being kidnapped 2 years ago, you managed to escape, only to find that Ethan already had a woman who looked exactly like you by his side? I nodded, then corrected myself after a moment's thought. I had a son for the buyer before I managed to escape. The woman by Ethan's side not only resembles me, but even shares my name. Detective Chen handed me a report. The results indicated that Serena's DNA matched that of a woman named Vivian. This also proved that I was the real Serena. Do you know Vivian? For a moment, I stood frozen in place, the report slipping from my grasp. Ms. Smith, are you all right? Detective Chen asked with concern, instructing an officer beside him to bring me a cup of warm water. Snapping back to reality, my lips trembled as I whispered. Yes, we've been friends for over 20 years. During my childhood, I lived in a small alley in the northern part of the city. There I met Ethan, Julian, and Vivian. Ethan, Julian, and I came from similar family backgrounds and quickly became the best of friends. But none of us liked Vivian. She was messy and poor. Vivian's mother was disabled, her father was still in prison, and the family was dirt poor, surviving on government assistance. She always trailed timidly behind us, unable to be shooed away. She would sneak glances at us playing, giggling foolishly, with snot running down her nose. You never liked her from the start, so why did you stay friends with her for over 20 years? I replied woodenly, Officer Chin, you don't get it. Us girls have different kinds of friends, and one of them is what we call frenemies for the Insta. Looks tight, snaps great, but the bond's fake as plastic. When I saw Vivian again in college, she was already a different person from the girl I remembered from childhood. She moved through the golf club frequented by the university's wealthy legacy students, flashing a carefully practiced smile, hoping to catch the eye of some affluent heir, her face dusted with drugstore foundation. As I walked by, she recognized me as her childhood playmate and also noticed the Chanel bag I was carrying. It was a gift from my new boyfriend, Ethan, to celebrate our relationship. To quickly win me over, she betrayed others' trust by sharing their secrets, even confiding that she had witnessed a sexual assault during high school. The victim was named Molly, another childhood playmate from our neighborhood in the north. I'm not sure if you still remember her. I didn't see the attacker, but don't you think if Molly hadn't provoked him, who else would have done something like that? Vivian showered me with compliments, her smile warm and genuine. I returned the smile and casually offered her a gently used Dior lipstick from my bag. Vivian accepted it with both hands. Serena, thank you. You're such a great friend. As I spoke, Detective Chin furrowed his brow and wrote Molly in his notebook. Where is Molly now? I shook my head. I'm not sure. I left the northern neighborhood after middle school and have no idea where she moved to. I had no strength left to speak, my eyes vacant as I stared blankly ahead. Detective Chen let out a soft sigh, somewhat reluctant to press the matter further. Ms. Smith, please rest assured. We will continue investigating your abduction case. During the investigation, we may need your cooperation at any time. Please keep your phone on and do not leave the city. We will handle this matter in accordance with the law and work to uncover the truth. Let's call it a day. You should head back and get some rest." I nodded and dragged my weary body out of the police station, only to be slapped hard across the face the moment I stepped outside. The impact was so powerful that I was knocked to the ground. Instantly, a barrage of camera flashes erupted before my eyes as a swarm of reporters closed in around me. The person who slapped me was an elderly woman. Leaning on her cane, she pointed at my nose and yelled, "Serena, you liar! You deliberately tricked my daughter into getting plastic surgery to take your place." The reporters were stunned. "Ma'am, what do you mean by that?" The elderly woman was on the verge of hysteria, tears streaming down her wrinkled face. "Ethan is a monster, a pervert. He loves abusing women. He even has a glass room specifically to satisfy his twisted desires." Serena couldn't bear the torment, so she deliberately lured my daughter Vivian to take her place. My daughter is the true victim. The crowd fell silent for a moment before the reporters surged forward, surrounding the elderly woman in a tight circle. "Vivian's mother, could you elaborate on the abuse you mentioned?" "Based on your statement, were you aware of Vivian's illegal activities?" A reporter shoved a microphone in my face. "Ms. Smith, is what Vivian's mother said true?" Facing the camera, I shook my head in despair, tears streaming down my face. But in my heart, I thought, that nosy fool just had to know everything, didn't he? Couldn't keep his mouth shut.